Welcome to the Money Down, the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel. Back again with another episode. We got Mr. Perk joining us tonight on the podcast, man. Producer Perk in the building, man. We had a lot of hostility going on in the NFL over this past week, man. Obviously, we started off in New York, man. Jets struggling once again, man. I don't know what's going on with this franchise. They can't seem to get it right. You know, I kind of thought with Justin Fields coming as a quarterback, they'd be a little bit better, but it's been kind of a disaster. I mean, we even got the owner speaking out against the quarterback that they just signed to a pretty decent contract this offseason, Woody Johnson, calling out his QB.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it. You know, it's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we got. You know, he has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then? Just to give hope.
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. The defense is pretty good, and if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. You got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have a game that you can win.
Pass, that's crazy.
And this is where I like, because with this whole situation, bro, it ain't just the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bad everywhere. He talking about the defense been playing well, which, I mean, New York has always had a decent defense, right? Not even decent, really good defense.
Was solid.
But when it's all bad everywhere, it's bad everywhere. I mean, they giving up points. I want to say it's been a couple games. The backs have put the ball on the ground. Like, it's a contributed effort on all three phases. So for your owner to come out and say, if we could complete a pass, you blaming this all on me? If I was Justin, I want to play another down for them people, man. Run that cheese and somebody else will pick me up, dog. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, it is getting to the point in Justin's career where he got to figure it out sooner than later, but it's a dumpster fire in New York. He talking about any other quarterback. You put any other quarterback back there, they probably cheats too. Like,
I just love how owners, like, you hear coaches and quarterbacks speak, and they always have, like, for the most part, we'll get to Sean Payton here in a little bit, but for the most part, they have the very guarded, defensive, answers that are going to be very PC. Man, owners don't give a fuck. Like, they will say whatever Jerry Jones been doing this forever, but I mean, we've seen guys like David Tepper in Carolina. We've seen owners like, back in the day, Bud Adams, like these guys who will say whatever they want because they feel like, it's their money, it's their team. They can say whatever they want. And in a lot of ways they can. And so like they, in some ways, are actually more candid than the coaches and the players in a lot of sense. And are saying the things that, me as a fan are seeing on the field.
I mean, once again, kind of like how we talked about Jerry Jones not too long ago. I know they own the team, but why are owners doing interviews, during the season, like talking about it?
I know in this case they're at the owner meet, like the midseason like owner meetings, and so they're all there. So they have like these media scrums whenever they come out. But like, I mean, like also like it's Woody Johnson. He's a habitual line stepper.
He's habitual. He's definitely a habitual line stepper. I don't think it's beneficial at all for your franchise, for your organization to go out there and be talking bad about any player, not just the quarterback, but any player on your team. That's not going to do anything to motivate anybody to play better. If anything, it's going to make things worse, in my opinion. I thought Justin Fields handled it pretty well. I mean, he just said, look, it was going to be people talk bad about you, owners, coaches, family, whatever it may be. You just kind of got to tune it out and, try and find a way to improve, which he definitely has to figure it out. I just think he tries to go out there. He wants to, have a perfect picture before he throws the ball. He just has to trust what he sees out there, throw it with confidence, and let the ball rip. He has all the talent in the world, it just hasn't shown up, and it stinks, man. He's had some tough situations that he's been in. I thought this one was going to be a little bit decent. It wasn't the greatest, you know what I'm saying? But we can go ahead with Justin Fields right here. Listen to what he said.
What was your reaction to Woody Johnson's comments yesterday?
I didn't see any comment.
I'm not. Y'all know I'm not on social media at all.
Nobody briefed you here with the Jets. What he said?
No, not really.
He was highly critical of you. He basically said, if you guys could complete a pass, things would look good here. He kind of said, the quarterback play, can't win with a quarterback with a rating like they have. Like, if you weren't aware of any of that?
Nah, I wasn't. Like I said, I'm not on social media. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't. Of course, everybody knows. I need to play better. We need to play better as a team. And of course, no matter how the offense does as a whole unit, I'm going to get the blame, and I understand that. That's just what comes with the job. But honestly, it's what comes with it. So you can't let anything kind of affect your mind, my mind, and that's it is what it is. No matter if it's him, no matter if it's family members, even teammates. Sometimes there's going to be times where you have to be the only one who believes in yourself. So like I said, that's his opinion. And like I told you guys after the game on Sunday, I'm at peace, and all my focus is right now is working each and every day and getting better. So,
I mean, it's just crazy, man. Like, a lot of football up for not to say the Jets are going to make the playoffs or anything like that, but it's demoralizing as a player, man. The owner of the team pointing me out, saying if we complete a pass, like. I mean, he probably understands football some, but you're not sitting in the meetings. You don't know what's really going on, who's really messing up. There's definitely more than one person on the Jets team not playing well as to why our team, especially our offense, is playing the way it is. So, I mean,
outside of GW, outside of Garrett Wilson, I mean, who did they have? From a passing standpoint, like. Don't get me wrong, Jason Taylor's son, he been ripping these last couple weeks. Got to give him his kudos.
But they got like Josh Reynolds at receiver. He's solid, but nothing.
Of course, these guys are solid players because they in the NFL for a reason. But man, we know about it, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit later. But it takes two in today's game, bro. It takes two running backs, and it takes two. You need a dominant one, and you need somebody else who could be damn near a one on somebody else's team. That's just what it's going to take and nowadays in the league to win ball games. So it's so funny how, these owners and these coaches, they get overcritical and they say this and that, but it's like, bro, y'all the people who are employing the guys with jobs and weapons around the person that you are ultimately going to put the blame on if shit go left. So we need more accountability from, of course, right, your quarterback, your top dogs on the team, but also from the people upstairs. Y'all the people that's making the decision.
Y'all put this together.
I got a Garrett Wilson, Mitch. If we being real, he getting double team. He's seeing all type of crazy rolling coverage, double teams, chips, whatever it is that a defensive coordinator is trying to is coming with to stop a one receiver of his caliber, which he's a great and excellent receiver. He's seeing all that. So show me who else is supposed to, steer this ship as far as in the pass game. I just don't get it, bro.
Yeah. It's a lot to figure out on that end, man. And Jets got a lot of problems that need to be resolved from upstairs in the locker room. I mean, I like Aaron Glenn as a head coach. You got to give it time to see if he can figure that thing out. But yeah, they got a lot of question marks answered going into next season. Because it seems like this year's pretty much a wrap for him, man.
I got a question for you boys though, because I mean, just you look at that 2021 quarterback class. Trevor Lawrence has been up and down, and I think that's generous. Yeah. I mean, Wilson on the Jets did not work out. Who's our boy over? Who's on the Niners? Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, he's back up. Yeah.
Mac had some moments in New England, and then fell off and was in Jacksonville for a minute. And he's looked good under Shanahan, and we had always heard the rumors of that he was the guy Shanahan wanted all along, but they moved up to get the high potential in Trey Lance and then Justin Fields. And I just think, that was supposed to be one of these great all-time quarterback classes, and it hasn't produced any stars. And what's crazy about that to me is that, like, I also think that shows like how much scouting took a hit during the COVID year, right? Because all those guys last season in college football was a 2020 season. And so like, yeah, like Wilson went off at BYU, but they were playing a wonky schedule against nobody, and they had less COVID restrictions in Utah than some of the teams they were playing in California and stuff like that. So, like, I just think like that particular draft class of quarterbacks is always going to be fascinating to me. And I think there's going to be some sort of documentary on it in like 15 years, just about how crazy that was.
Yeah, definitely tough. A lot of guys with a lot of talent and potential. Actually, a lot of stuff definitely goes into why those guys do have success and why they don't. I mean, Trevor's shown a little bit more flashes this year, still not quite there yet. Zach Wilson should never have been starting, his rookie season, probably, even his second year. Just give him some time before you threw that dude out on the field. I mean, a lot of arm talent and all that, but it takes more than that to play the quarterback position. Mac obviously played well his rookie year, had a tough situation going forward, went to Jacksonville. Now he's in a better situation, getting his opportunity to start, and is playing pretty well for the 49ers. So, I mean, there's so many factors that go into that quarterback position, man. And I feel like Justin Fields, Zach Wilson was throwing in the fire, but Justin's been in some pretty tough situations.
Yeah. I mean, the offensive line he had in Chicago as a rookie, first couple, was truly atrocious. Truly.
Yeah. And I know we got to move on from the Justin conversation, but I just feel like, man, you put Justin Fields with a legit OC like a Ben Johnson or somebody, just like in the right system around the right guys, which I know a lot of people kind of felt like it was kind of unfair that, Chicago went and drafted Caleb, and moved on from him. But I just feel like if you give him the right offensive coordinator or the right offensive mind, like a Kyle Shanahan, like a Ben Johnson, somebody that's known for producing and being able to get these young QBs up to speed, I think Justin, because he's not bad, right? Like you see flashes of it, but then it's like, no, nah, that's really bad, So it's in there. But I think you have to be around a coach that can bring that out and take that to the next level.
Yeah, so, I just wonder where it goes from here, man, because, at this point, everybody kind of has an idea of him. So, hopefully he can, whether it's in New York or somewhere else, he can get it figured out at some point and, really flourish into the potential that he has at that quarterback position. But now we got to switch the subject to Mr. Sean Payton, head coach of the Denver Broncos. After, coming back, a big win they had against the Giants. Obviously, he has a relationship or not so great relationship with their former quarterback, and Russell Wilson. Let me just let him speak on, his thoughts.
I have a ton of respect for that organization. I spent 4 of my early years there, coordinating Super Bowl. First game in this stadium before 9/11, close with the mayor, Tisch family. And, they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Mayer not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game. I have a ton of respect for that organization.
I mean, he couldn't help himself, man. I was trying to figure out what the hell has gone down between Russell Wilson and Sean Payton to where he just so openly, just bluntly, just talking shit about him at any chance he gets. Like what between these two? You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's obviously people were talking crazy about how he had this and that in the facility, had his own this and that, and blah 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 blah. I said, who knows what's right and what's true and what's not. We weren't in the locker room. We weren't on that team. But I think it's crazy. I know Russell finally, Russell's a great dude, man. He don't speak out. He don't speak out against nothing. All the crap that all his former teammates talk about him. He's never really said anything. I guess he's had enough with Sean Payton. And he said it's classless and talk about, the bounties and all that stuff, man. So, shout out to Russ, man, for speaking out against that junk. That was just real unnecessary for Sean Payton. It's just like, why, dude? Like, Russell ain't playing the game whatsoever. You ain't got to, try and make a little dig at me and try and prop yourself up because you would have done it if y'all had lost that game. Y'all would have never came back and won that game against the Giants. So I don't want to hear none of that. I wish Russell could have played in that game. That would have made it a little bit more fun if Russell was the starting quarterback for that game. I don't know what y'all thoughts on it.
I just find it OD weird because Russ last year there, I think he threw like 26 tuds and maybe like 7 or 8 picks, which I mean, I don't in today's game, right, might not be super, super good, but I mean 26 touchdowns in the past game and only like single digit, picks thrown, I think is a decent season for a quarterback. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, it was 26. It was 26-8.
26-8, like that's not a bad year. So I'm trying to figure out where really all the smoke is coming from. Like, coaches move on from players and quarterbacks all the time, but the extra stuff, bro, especially that comment after the game from a head coach, like that's just super, super lame, man. In my opinion, right? Like we give Sean Payton so much credit of being a great coach when he won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. And I get it, right? Being a Super Bowl winning coach or a Super Bowl winning player goes a long way. But we always talk about it with players. This is a what have you done for me lately league. And after that Super Bowl they won against Peyton Manning was a quarterback for the Colts. Right, like that's years. Like
I mean, that Super Bowl was 16 and a half years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. And granted, he has some runs in New Orleans, but since then, it's been nothing. Like you're another coach in the league. All the coaches that's really making noises, the Dan Campbells, the Kyle Shanahan, like those are the coaches that are the Andy Reid. Those are the coaches that can still right now go and continue to, I guess, pop their shit in the media, bro. But I mean, a comment like that from somebody who you trying to still get it, get back to being a contender for real. It's unwarranted for it, bro. I'm so happy Russ said something, dog. And I'm so happy that there's other people in the media too calling out Sean for that. Cause man, that, I don't want to curse a lot on, but that shit was lame, dog. And it needed to be called out, bro.
Yeah. He definitely done switched up once he got into media before he got the head coaching job in Denver. Once he got in media, you switch up your tone a little bit. You get used to talking a little crap. You can be freely speak your mind. It seemed like he kind of forget he a head coach now. He just speaking whatever comes to his mind. He letting it fly. Russell Wilson seemed like he constantly on his mind. So I don't really know, man. I'm just glad Russell said something, man. Like Sean Payton, you gotta grow up, dog. Like come on, Russell Wilson shouldn't concern you at all at this point. Like why? Like
you need to be worried about Kansas City, bro.
Yeah.
They figured it out. That's what you need to be worried about.
Yeah, he needs to focus on his quarterback because Bo Nix has taken a giant step back in year 2. He's turning the ball over like crazy.
Yeah, and Bo be getting his shit too. You don't be saying nothing to Bo. You don't say nothing to Bo now. You talking all this mess to Russ, but your own little young quarterback get in your face, tell you how you really feel, but you wanna go at somebody who ain't gonna, Russell ain't gonna. He's not the type to check you or anything like that. But you ain't saying nothing to your young quarterback. So don't act tough in the media when you know somebody not gonna get back at you. That's really my whole piece when it comes to Sean Payton. Like I do think he's a good ball coach and all that, but it definitely seems like he done switched up a little bit ever since coming from the media. He gotta turn back the clock a little bit, get back into coaching mode, man. You ain't gotta be in the headlines all the time. But
bro. I seen not too long ago, like earlier today, he kind of like went back on his comment and was like, he ain't mean that like no more. Like stand on business. We all know what your intentions were when you made that comment.
We could see him thinking about it while he was making it in that video. Like he knew exactly what you meant. Like, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining, right? Like, come on now.
And it was calculated. He's like, if I win this game, I'm throwing a shot at Russ. Like, he had that in his mind. The whole game, we gotta win this one. I'm gonna take a shot at that.
Y'all didn't play well on offense. Your defense was it a pick six late? Or was it a pick?
I believe
know they
so.
caught a pick, though. You caught a pick in the fourth quarter. Like your defense is what kept you in the game. Your offense didn't do nothing.
But you brought up that team, man, the Kansas City Chiefs in that division, man, that AFC West. Rashee Rice was back after his suspension. And like we talked about a little bit last week, and he is Patrick Mahomes' favorite target ever since his rookie season. And then as soon as he step back on that field, like they ain't lose no chemistry whatsoever. They would find him, no look passes, all that good stuff. They go out there, score a ton of points. Man, this team seems like they right back, man. They right back. They got their full repertoire receiver. You got Hollywood Brown doing this thing. Got Tyquan doing this thing. You got Travis doing enough. You got different backs making plays. Obviously, you got Patty Mahomes. Defense does this thing with Steve Spagnuolo. Do you think this team are they the? I know the Colts they got the best record right now in the AFC, but y'all, is KC back? Like they back rolling once again? What y'all think?
Yeah.
100%. There are some stats from this game. Like they had 31 points. The Raiders had 30 total plays in the game. They had 30. The Chiefs had 30 first downs. Again, the Raiders had 30 total plays and only 3 first downs. And
that's awful.
Happiest person to see Rashid Rice back on the field was me because he's on my fantasy team. Him on the bench, obviously was waiting out the suspension, got him back, and our boy Ken had to feel that rap because I whooped him this week. Thank you.
I saw you score like 160 or 70. I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, KC, man, and I just keep going back to what I said maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. People done figured Andy out and all this. Like, yeah, boy, it's like when I say something, boy, he said it. Go ahead.
Yep, time to turn up.
And they dialing it up, bro. Patrick Mahomes been playing some of his best ball, right? Like the last couple of years that they've been going to the Super Bowl, he's been playing good ball, but I can say this is MVP ball from Pat right now, right? Like he continue to play like this, he's going to be in that top 2, that MVP race conversation at the end of the year. And just adding Rashid Rice back, right? Those are the type of players that open up so much things for other guys. Because once they figure out how they can somewhat like get Xavier Worthy, because he's been in the game plan, but it hasn't been consistent yet. But Rashid Rice is the type of player that can make that consistent because it's going to take a lot, and not take a lot, but he's going to require attention for them to stop. Travis Kelce going to continue to do what he's been doing, which is just being key on third down and being a security blanket for situations for Pat, and then Hollywood Brown, Juju, like you said, Thornton, Rashid Rice, Xavier, like the weapons are there, bro. My thing with we talked. You just said about the Colts is, are they going to be ready for that moment in late December where that AFC Championship either got to go through Indianapolis or got to go to, or you got to go through KC or Buffalo, whoever it may be? Because I don't think people talk about it, and James, you can kind of attest to it, right? That balling in October, November is way different. It's way different late December, bro. So that's gonna be the only gray area I have with the Colts. And right now, other than the Bills, the Ravens are down. Other than the Bills, like I don't think there's a team more prepared for that moment. I know we're looking farther down, right? But that moment, other than KC and the Bills, so we'll see.
It's one team that might be back too, though, man. The Patriots, they might be all right, man. We might be looking all right. We ain't played no great competition over the last side for the Bills last couple of weeks, but they've been handling their business. I gotta give them credit. Drake May, dude is playing elite ball, man. He's seeing the field well, man. Hitting whole shots to cover 2, touch passes to Stephon Diggs, Keyshawn Boutte doing his thing. Getting a lot of guys involved on that offense, and the defense has been playing well too. They start slow, but once at like the third or fourth drive, they start to figure dudes out, and then they start heating the quarterback up, creating turnovers. I like where the Pats are at, man. They got a very favorable schedule. Got to continue to win the game you're supposed to win, and then when it's time to play, those good opponents, I want to see if Drake may continue to play the way he's playing. So this team definitely has a great chance, to make it to the playoffs. They keep playing the way they're playing, especially if Drake's playing the way he's playing. I like what I've seen, man. Got to give Vrabel a ton of credit. Got to give Josh McDaniels a ton of credit for what they've done, so far year one, like I said, I had low expectations coming to the year. They're sitting in a great spot right now with a lot of football left to play. And I mean, they play with house money, in my opinion. I mean, nobody expected them to be, where they're at this point. And it seemed like they really rallied around. Diggs, he giving the pregame speeches before the game, getting them hyped up. Gang, all that. They got them on all that stuff before the game. They be hyped up. So I like what I'm seeing from this football team, and I think they can be dangerous too. Just like the Colts, it's like nobody expected them boys to be there, but we see if come December, January, if they the same type of energy, which I know like Vrabel has played in those type of situations, coached in those type of situations. Josh has done it before, so they'll have them prepared. Like maybe a lot of the players on the team haven't been there, but I know like as a coaching staff, and then they're gonna know what to do and how to handle those situations. It all comes down to the players, are ready for that moment. But like I said, I like where it's going for this football team. They could definitely be dangerous in a year where the AFC is, not as strong as what it once was, a couple years ago.
I think Josh has been the best coordinator hire from this past season. I mean, it's been night and day with that offense from last year to this year, not just in terms of like the players that they have, because it hasn't been a whole lot of changeover. Like if you look at yes, they brought in Stephon Diggs, right? But like we all thought Travion Henderson was going to be a huge part of this offense. Yeah. He has not been, and they've, and also like it's really impressive that they've kept faith in Ramondre. And he's rewarded them, right? He had a couple bad games, and now he's stepped back up and is looking good again. And I think that speaks to, Vrabel's confidence in these guys, but also Josh's ability to get guys in the right spots and have everyone know what they're doing. And I've just been blown away by that. And I think you have to give a ton of credit to Josh McDaniels, who had been a little bit down on his luck, right? His last couple stops hadn't been super successful. And I think that obviously like that Patriots infrastructure that he knows, and Vrabel, a guy that he's worked with before and he knows, like, I think that has just been a match made in heaven. As a Bills fan, I hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it. Like right now, the AFC East goes through Foxborough. I did not foresee this. I did not like it's scary. But like, James, my question is like, why hasn't Henderson like made the impact? We saw him in the preseason, right? First time he touches the ball, he takes a kick return to the house. And like, I mean, I've seen like his pass pro has not been there. So I think that's sort of one of the things that's keeping him off the field a little bit. But I'm just surprised that, I think a lot of people are saying, oh, like he was definitely going to be way better than Judkins, his teammate at Ohio State. Judkins has now come out onto Cleveland and has been hooping.
Totally. Yeah. I'm not necessarily sure, why he's playing, or not. I'm sure his time will come at some point throughout the year. Extremely talented player, can do a lot of different things. It's definitely hard to block dudes, in the NFL versus college. I mean, he was a great pass protector in college, as was I. But when I came in my rookie year, my pass blocker went down a little bit till I got right. Come that second year, so you just gotta lock in, get back into your fundamentals. I mean, obviously you're playing better players. Guys are detailed. They're gonna scheme things up a little bit different. You got to figure out different techniques to get it done. But yeah, his time will come. I know. At some points, throughout my career in New England, sometimes we leaned into more of a one-back thing. Sometimes it was 3 or 4 of us. It just kind of depends going into the week what the game plan is. I did think even last week against Tennessee, when they were kind of closing out the game a little bit, you'd think he'd be in there, but they had Terrell Jennings in there running the football. That was a little bit different in my opinion. So maybe it could be something, behind the scenes, or whether he's dealing with. It may not be like necessarily about football. It could be an injury type of thing that we may not be disclosed, or they're just kind of holding them back a little bit. I don't know, but it'll happen because. Like week 2, I'm pretty sure when they played the Dolphins, they had all these different packages with Antonio Gibson, with him, both on the field at the same time and all that stuff. We haven't really seen that since then. So it's a game plan, type of thing week to week. They probably just leaned more into Ramondre, last week because they really wanted to establish a run game that had been struggling over the last several weeks. So that's probably what the game plan was, wasn't really to feature him. But it'll happen, man. He's gonna have a big game at some point. He's gonna show up for this football team. I think everybody just had super high expectations for this young rookie. It's like that ain't always gonna be the case, man. It takes time. Like, and when his time comes, I'm sure he'll be ready to answer the bell. He's too dynamic, and I'm sure even on kickoff, I don't know if he's back there on kickoff return right now, but I'm sure he'll end up ripping one off at some point throughout the year because the dude is extremely explosive, man. So I'm excited to watch it. I mean, I ain't played worth a shit my rookie year. I wasn't even on the field whatsoever. So, you know what I'm saying? It happens. And the Patriots, we're known for we're known for doing that with backs, man. Like, we'll draft them, you may not play that much your first year, then next year, boom, like maybe you're the guy if you show up and you go out there and do your thing. So definitely excited to watch that. But I forgot when we were talking about the Jets to go. It's been perfect time to bring up that social standout. We got to go to that clip, Perko. A young Jets fan, man, post game, had somebody walk around.
It's the funniest.
And this young kid is fed up. Yeah.
Y'all see them and get your thoughts on the game?
I hate this team. I was born into this, and I'm not gonna ever. I'm always a Jets fan, but like, I hate this team.
But he had a loss for words. He can't even. All he can say is, "I hate this team."
That boy just they thought like, bro, I hate this team.
It's got. I mean, to be honest, it got to be miserable, dog. Like I had something like some of my wife family members. They're from New York and all that. They're Jets fans, and they were hyped. 2 years ago when they had Aaron Rodgers gets hurt first game, then hype again coming into the next season, then still not good. And then I mean, I don't know how hyped they was going into this year, but it's like, damn, it's like. It's just some franchise, for whatever reason, just can't seem to figure that joint out. And the Jets just, man, I don't get it, dog. I don't know what the answer is, but clearly, I mean, he's young. He looked like definitely younger than 21, so it's been looked like a long time. I mean, but his whole life, they have not been pretty good. I mean, maybe had a year or two where they, had some decent years, but he hasn't seen a lot of great football since, he was born. So I get it, man. I get it. But I love it, though. I love it because, that shows his dedication to, he said, it's always going to be my team. He ain't switch up on it. He said, always going to be my team, but I hate these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
I still love you, bro. I think that's how it's a couple fan bases in the NFL that probably I know Dolphins fans feel like that every year. I promised myself I wouldn't be a fan of the Dolphins because I seen my uncles, I seen them boys go through some real pain, dog. And that's what my homie going through. But I mean, hey, bro, doomed. I don't know. The Jets ain't been good since.
Mark Sanchez.
2011. They made the AFC title game 2010, 2011, or 09 or 10, something like that.
Pittsburgh. Right? I want to say they played Pittsburgh or they played.
I forget who they played, but
they played Pittsburgh or the Colts. I want to say the Pittsburgh or the Colts, but that's a long ass time ago, y'all boys.
It's been a lot of hype years too. Like between that, been like, okay, they gonna beat. Nah, yeah, it's tough, man. It's definitely tough, man.
If I could give a message to the young homie, man, listen. Don't get to it, man. Them boys probably hit New York that night and all in the club, man. Don't let them people say, dog. Because don't get me wrong, some of them care. But some of the boys, man. People ruin your Sunday, bro.
Oh man! All right, man. We gonna turn the page to week 8. We got week 8 football starting tomorrow, Thursday night football. We got Vikings Chargers. That should be pretty solid matchup. Vikings, they trying to get it right. JJ McCarthy been hurt. This is like week 1 or 2. Carson Wentz been struggling a little bit at the quarterback position. You got Chargers started off hot. We was all on the Justin Herbert train early on, so it's gonna be the year. It's gonna be the year. I mean, still a lot of ball left to play. I still think they still got a chance, man, but definitely got to get it going at some point with the way KC's looking, with the way, obviously Denver looking pretty solid as well. So being in that division, being in third place, you might be looking assed out a little bit, if you don't get it right. So we also got Giants versus Eagles. Just a few weeks ago they matched up. Giants shocked them on Thursday Night Football. So we'll see if Eagles can get back there. Cowboys versus Broncos. I think that might be might be one of the games of the week, and you got Steelers versus Packers. Other than that,
Packers is the game of the week to me. I mean, you get Aaron Rodgers going back to Lambeau. You get two of the most storied franchises going up against each other, and they only play each other every 4 years, right? Because of the way that just the schedule cycle. So you don't see this matchup very often, but obviously when you get two teams with the two teams who I think the most Super Bowls, or along with the Patriots, obviously, you've got potential for just a lot of really cool storylines coming out of that, and I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's a really good matchup with the way that the Steelers lost to the Bengals last week, but their offense is still moving the ball, and I think that the Packers, after 2 weeks, I mean, I was saying before the season, I think the Packers are going to be in the Super Bowl, but they've definitely dropped off a little bit. They're a very inconsistent team, and I think that this game could have a lot of points. I think that Aaron could also be hit by Micah Parsons a couple times as well, which could be dangerous. But I think that that's going to be appointment television, at least for me.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
I think I'm looking forward to that Giants Eagles rematch. I want to see what's going to happen in that one, man. Division game. Giants shocked them a little bit. Eagles still seem like they struggle a little bit on offense. So, and we know the Giants got a pass rush. Their defense is really good. So, see if it's hard. It's hard to beat a team twice, and playing in division, it's not easy. And you just saw each other just a few weeks ago. So, I mean, you ain't made too many changes, since then. So, I want to see that matchup, see what Jackson Dart looks like, see if they can slow down. Scatterbo had him a game against the Eagles, the last game. So I want to see this matchup. Can they slow him down? Can Saquon get it going? It hasn't been one of those years for Saquon this year. I think that may be the missing spark for the Eagles offense. They got to find a way to get Saquon going, because when you're able to run the football, you're able to get your back going, then obviously the game is just so much easier for A.J. Brown, so much easier for Devontae Smith, which Devontae Smith went crazy. Last week he destroyed me in fantasy, dude, balling out with all the points he had. But yeah, I don't know what it is about the Eagles. But I mean, the good thing about it for them, they're finding different ways to win football games, which I think it pays dividends for at some point. But you ain't gonna be able to win that way every single week. That's like the Vikings, like a few years ago, when they had all those last second, fucking last final drives to score and win these miraculous wins, every single week throughout the year. Then got to the playoffs and they got blitzed. You know what I'm saying, guys? So Eagles gonna have to figure it out at some point offensively if they want to be a team that can get back to a Super Bowl. And I know, like, I think it might have been you predicted for them to get back to the Super Bowl and play KC, once again. But these dudes got a long way to go, because teams in their division look like Cowboy. They rolling on offense, no defense. Washington, they look Jay Daniels been banged up, so they might be kind of out of the mix when it comes to that. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
All the games y'all said are games that I think are really, really important this week. The game I'm gonna run with, since Perk went with Green Bay and Pittsburgh, I'm gonna go with Dallas and Denver. Right. And a lot of these teams right now are in, you talked about it, James, right? It's always that week 6, week 7-ish. Like, this is around that time where you either start to, go ahead and put your head down and like, man, I got a couple more months and then I can go somewhere next. Or you got to turn it up. And I think both of those two teams are right now in a spot where they have to turn it up. Obviously, CD coming back this past week, having a day. On Sunday, George Pickens continues to hoop, and just in Dak right now, right, playing his best ball that we've seen in an extremely long time, going against that Denver defense. I'm wondering who, Vance Joseph is going to put Pat on, because you got to figure out how you're going to stop one or the other. And the other one that you don't put Pat on is he going to be hell to deal with. So I'm just intrigued by that matchup, because both teams are in a spot where they can really make some noise. We talked about it earlier. Kansas City is starting to turn it up, so it's a lot of pressure in that AFC West division. And then same thing with the NFC East. I mean, Philly right now, if anything, looks as human and regular as all the teams in the NFL. And then the Giants aren't playing bad ball. The Commanders, right, a couple missing pieces, they not playing bad ball. And then here it is, the Cowboys, right? Like you said, the defense not good, but at the same time, that offense can score a lot of points, which is always going to present problems to a team. So that's the game I'm looking for this week in this matchup.
One more game I want to talk about real quick. 49ers at Texans. I think this is a fascinating game because, Christian McCaffrey quietly has been, he has the most yards from scrimmage of anyone in the league. And, they've been a mash unit, but they can always produce on offense. Texans offense has not been good, but their defense is as good as anyone. So I think you've got an interesting clash of styles. You've also got DeMeco Ryans facing the team that he came up with on the coaching staff for the first time. I think this is, this should be a very close game. I think the line over on FanDuel is a 1.5 point game. I think Texans favored at home, but I could see that one going either way.
Yeah.
Quick thing, you said that Christian McCaffrey tore us up, and I'm a Falcon fan. I felt like he was getting a little old, but you kind of watch the game. He's still doing it at a dominant level the same way he was doing it in Carolina and early on in San Fran, right? Passing game and in the run game. My question to y'all, right? And I think I might have brought this up a couple weeks ago. Mac has been he has been putting the 49ers in some really good situations as far as going in, being able to steer the ship and win games. When Brock Purdy is available to come back, you're sitting at 5-1 right now. Let's say Mac wins this week and you go to 6-1. Is it a conversation of Brock, we gotta chill until he figure it out, or you just throw Brock back in there?
Brock back in and pay you too much bread. Pay you way too much money. I gotta put you back out there. I love Matt balling, but I'm paying you $40 million, $50 million. You out there, my boy. You know what I'm saying? And I think Brock and Mac, I think they're pretty, similar styles of quarterbacks. So I don't think it'll probably be, much different. But Mac, I said it when Mac got his opportunity to start, you're putting yourself in a great position. You know what I'm saying? As a backup quarterback in this league, if you play well in those games you got to start, you sitting good. Like, come next year, I don't know, we signed a 1 year, 2 year deal, but come next year, hey, you might get paid by somebody. You're gonna be sitting pretty. So Mac has done what he's needed to do, and I always thought as long as he's in a good system, Mac is gonna thrive. Like I said, he's not gonna wow you with anything, but he's gonna make good decisions. He's gonna get the ball out. He's gonna check it down if he needs to, as he's been doing with Christian McCaffrey. He's gonna make the smart play. I said that's not always glorified, especially in this day and age. Everybody wants to see the dude scramble, throw it 60 yards down the field. But I'm going to take a good decision maker every single day of the week. So, and both of those guys are good decision makers at the quarterback position. But you gotta put Brock Purdy back in there, in my opinion. Like I said, he's your guy. He's your franchise quarterback. You paid him. Hey, I gotta rock out with you, whether it goes good or bad.
Yeah, getting George Kittle back healthy is huge for them. But the crazy thing about McCaffrey, he's 3rd in the league in receptions and 8th in the league in receiving yards.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, shout out to them backs, man.
What are defensive coordinators doing? Stop him. Don't get me wrong. They got weapons on the outside, bro. But
I like that.
I figure out how to stop him.
They're sending him out wide. They are going what they've been doing a lot is they go trips, and he's one of the 3 guys out there in trips, and they're using those guys, just on quick bubble screens and stuff like that to him and letting him get the ball in space, which is what you got to do. And so I think it's just been super impressive. Shanahan, as always, just the maestro.
I wish Warren was on here tonight. I know he thought. I wish Warren was on here now because he thought that division was sweet. He thought it was sweet. I tried to tell him.
Seattle's good.
Sweet.
Seattle, I say Seattle good.
Yeah,
San Fran
Virginia going crazy. And at some point, Brandon Ayuk going to come back for the 49ers too. So that's going to open things up for that.
Smith-Njigba leads the league in receiving yards.
Yeah, he going digital.
And he's going crazy with it.
He might be the best receiver in the league right now.
He top dog right now. He top dog, man. He looking like real legit, man. Routes, toughness, all that stuff. He handled his business. So I like what I've seen from JS and Sam Darnold too. Got to give Sam Darnold his credit too, man. I know we kind of wonder whether he get it back rolling with Seattle, paid him a decent amount of cheese, and he's been dialed in. One of the most accurate passers in the league so far this year, especially on deep passes like him and Drake May. So yeah, man, Seattle been cooking with something. Got to give him a ton of credit. Before we wrap though, man, I like my prop bet for this week with Patrick Mahomes going against those Washington Commanders, plus 2.5 touchdowns. Washington gives up about 24 points a game, which I think the Chiefs, they went out and scored 31 points last week, playing another not-so-great defense. Rasheed Rice back. He's going to light that scoreboard up once again. Then Rasheed Rice might get one. James Worthy might get one. Kelsey might get one. So I like that, man. Got some good plus money on that. Pat Mahomes, his team, his offense is back rolling. Andy Reid, that offense is going to score a ton of points. And Mahomes going to dish it out. A lot of weapons. Hollywood Brown balling, Juju, man. It's going to get scary out there for this league if these dudes get back rolling. So that's my play of the week for you guys. Patrick Mahomes plus 2.5 TD. I know it may seem like a lot, but I mean, he is that guy.
At plus 134, I think that's pretty good value. Me personally, Soj, your Falcons are taking on the hapless Miami Dolphins. I'm doubling down on Bijan this week. Bijan 2+ touchdowns is plus 240. Bijan over 88.5 rushing yards is minus 114. You parlay those two together, you're plus 351 for Bijan 2 touchdowns and 89 rushing yards. And I love that. I think Miami is just in absolute hell right now. And, that team last week against Cleveland was atrocious. Cleveland ran all over them. I can't even imagine what Atlanta can do with the explosive weapons that they got.
I'm gonna go JT, man. I think bro putting together an MVP type season. I want to say that this is game 3 so far this season that he scored 3 or more touchdowns. It's been like something like that. So I'm gonna go JT over 2 touchdowns. I think the Colts know what they have right now, right? The last couple of years, as far as MVP winners, it's been quarterbacks. Well, here's the perfect opportunity, right, for a non-QB, a running back to get back in that limelight and that starlight and go ahead and win MVP. So I think each and every week they're going to feature him and make sure he touch paint and get in that end zone. So JT, 2 touchdowns, lock it. It's a lot. When I say it's a lot. JT, come on now.
You got a little plus money with that. Plus 135 right now for JT 2 touchdowns. And he's got to be the runaway favorite for offensive player of the year right now, doesn't he?
By far. I mean, JSN too. JSN in there too.
Yeah,
Jibba, he got to be in that mix. He been eating.
By the end of the season, though, I think it's going to be Mahomes again. I think by the end of the season, it's going to be Mahomes. Maybe if Drake May keeps up what he's doing and they're able to win the division, maybe get 12, 13 wins, which isn't like out of the realm of possibility given the Patriots schedule. I could see him sneaking in there, but right now, man, I just feel like it's going to end up being Mahomes, even if the first couple games of the season weren't, his best.
That too, bro.
You're not going to win enough games, though. That's the thing. Like, to get the MVP, you usually got to be at least like 12 wins, 12, 13 wins. Like, they're going to be lucky to get to 9 and 8. Like, just with how bad that defense is. Like, it's like Joe Burrow last year, right? Like, Joe Burrow put up ridiculous numbers, but his defense held him out of getting the MVP. I think that's this year's Dak.
Yeah. Before we wrap, you brought that name Tua, man. He been on the roll in the media, man. I don't know if y'all saw his interview today. Y'all see the interview today?
Oh, I didn't see that. I did not see today.
He's out of control. You gotta stop.
They asked him about not targeting Jayden Waddle enough throughout the game. He said, I'm a shorter quarterback. I can't always see. I can't see behind the line. So, I'm not just gonna throw it without being able to see. I gotta. Bro, for Tua, man, like I don't think Tua's a bad dude or nothing. Obviously, he's a good dude at heart, but sometimes you just gotta keep some stuff to yourself, man. You can't open up and talk about everything like with the calling players only meetings and all that. People not showing up because that don't look great on your part. That makes you look like a bad leader. First of all, if you call the players only meeting and dudes ain't showing up. But here we go, right?
Yeah, I think with that, some of it has to do with being able to see guys, with their guys also up front and our guys. And I'm not the tallest guy in the back there either. So being able to see, and then, sometimes when that happens, you don't want to just throw it blindly. You got to progress. So I think that had some merit to reasons as to why that happened for Waddle.
Hey, bro, that boy completed the biggest heist of them all, dog. So it's not the biggest, but like, bro, he got that cheese and went to Yes, hold on. Granted, he done had some injuries and stuff that but bro got that bread and went to just saying whatever in the media. Now,
Bro, him and McDaniel, like the two of them in the media are like neither of them know when to stop talking. And like if you listen to McDaniel's press conference, it's just it's just rambling nonsense. It's just complete nonsense that comes out of that man's mouth. And then with Tua, like he does, like he has not been to like the the Tom Brady finishing school of how to say nothing. And like Tua doesn't know how to say nothing, and that's what quarterbacks need to do for the most part. And like he's way too honest. He's way too honest. Like a couple weeks ago, was it last week or earlier this week? I don't remember. He's like, "I'm still happy. I go home. I have a happy family. That's what matters to me." Like, no, like we're great for you, bro.
Everybody trying to hear that.
No matter how many picks I throw, I go to my kids.
Oh no, we care. We care how many picks you throw. Oh man, Tua, yeah. Sometimes less is more, man. So hopefully Tua learns his lesson when it comes to that. But Dolphins got some tough things coming throughout the rest of the year for them boys. But that's a wrap on the Money Down podcast on the Bleed Network, presented by FanDuel. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another episode. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep showing love to us. We appreciate y'all.